So you've already made the move to Utah. You've lived here perhaps for a year or two. Maybe you moved during the pandemic, or maybe you moved here long before and you landed in a place that maybe isn't quite exactly what you were hoping for. I have talked to so many people right here through my channel that have made the move to Utah previously, and they need some guidance to find the right place for them. And that is exactly why I'm creating this video today, because there's so many people that have made the move here. In fact, from 2017 to 2020, there were over 110,000 people making that move to Utah each year. And I can't imagine that many of those people have not found themselves in a situation where they're not in the right neighborhood or the right community, and certainly not the right home for them. And that's why I'm creating this video right now. Okay, so there are three things that are really sticking out to me as I have conversations with people that have made the move to Utah. I always ask the question, number one, why did you move here? And number two, where did you come from? Number three, what do you like most about living here? And it's that question that gives me so much insight as to how I can help guide people to maybe finding them a better place. In fact, it's happening to me right now. I've got 4 clients that I'm helping right now make a move within the state of Utah because they came here in the last handful of years and they're looking for a different situation. And this guidance is absolutely crucial, not only for people that are looking to make the move here, but those that have already come. So if you've freshly anointed yourself as a Utahn, this video is the video for you. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Scott Steele, and I absolutely love helping people discover all things Utah, including Utah real estate, and I love helping people find the right community and the right home for them. All right, so like I said, there's 3 things that are really sticking out as I have these conversations with so many people. Number one, they just picked the wrong spot. There's so many different places, different communities, different vibes depending on where you live, to live along this Wasatch Front as well as throughout the state of Utah, and oftentimes people land in the wrong place. So the common theme here is people need to find people that are like them. And ultimately, if you've moved from a different state, sometimes people just want to be around other people that have maybe moved from similar positions or experienced similar things. So I think the areas where there's the most growth happening oftentimes is the best place for people that are from out of state, because it's those areas where you're going to find 8 out of 10 people are from a different state. And for this, I would highlight the areas that are most popular for people that are moving from out of state, and that is northern Utah County, the west side of Salt Lake County, including Daybreak and Harriman and other places around the southwest quadrant of the Salt Lake Valley, but also up north in the Kaysville through Syracuse areas. Those areas are growing very quickly because of the proximity to Salt Lake City, and being that close to the city and having all those options for recreational opportunities as well as your job opportunities as well is what's bringing and driving people from all over the country right here to these regions. But that's not all. There are neighborhoods throughout the Salt Lake City metropolitan area and beyond where homes are being purchased from people that have moved here from all over the country and all over the world. And I would argue, from my perspective, most people do not have a really good guide making sure that they're landing in the right community. More often than not, real estate agents are looking to sell a home. I firmly believe that you've got to be sold on a neighborhood or a community long before you really consider purchasing the home. And so for that reason alone, I take a lot of pride in making sure that people are finding a place that they can call home that has nothing to do with the house. The house will come. We can find the house. You've first got to develop a love for the area and make sure that it's the right fit for you based on your lifestyle, your needs, the amenities, as well as the job opportunities or commute times. All of these things are so much more important than being in a specific house. A house becomes a home when you live in an area that you can actually identify with and fall in love with. And what I'm noticing is there's not like one specific spot where people are regretting moving there. It's all over. I can talk to people that have moved to every single city, and it's just not quite the right fit for them. So if that's you, if you've experienced that yourself, drop a comment below. Let me know where you moved to and why perhaps it's not the right spot for you. And it's this insight specifically that helps me guide people even better as they move into the state, but also within the state. All right, the second thing. So this is a funny one because a lot of people come here and they all want to be close to the Salt Lake City metropolitan area, but more often than not, they're moving, within 30 to 40 minutes away, and they're realizing that the traffic, the commute time, it's not really ideal for them. And sometimes they want to be a little bit closer, and they just never really had the guidance to take a deeper look into areas that are maybe closer to those places where they could find an even better lifestyle. And so for many people, perhaps they move to the Syracuse area up north of Salt Lake City, or perhaps down south of Salt Lake City in Saratoga Springs. Maybe that 40-minute commute is just a little too far, and something in Sandy might be better, or something closer to the city and closer to the mountains could even be a better fit. All right, the second thing that's really sticking out in my conversations with people is they didn't have the best expectations because they didn't have the best guidance. Now, what are those expectations? It could have to do with shopping. It could have something to do with the local amenities, the access to the outdoors and the mountains, or the trails, or the skiing. Or maybe it's the proximity to the airport, because if you live 45 to 50 minutes away from the airport, that might be a problem for you, especially if you travel for business frequently. So all of these things come into play in making sure that you have a comprehensive guide so that you have healthy expectations. So number one, you've got to fall in love with the community or the city first. Number two, you've got to have healthy expectations and really good guidance. And I view my number one job duty as being the best expert guide that I can possibly be. Now, the third thing that I wanted to touch on as to why people are choosing to make the move after they've already moved to the state of Utah, it's because they've landed in a place that's just not them. It's simple, right? If you've moved to a new home, a new place, and it never starts to really feel like home, it's more than just the community. It's more than just the city or the amenities or the proximity to airports or whatever the case might be. It really has to do with what's you on the inside. And so it's that emotional part of making a move, especially when you're making that emotional move from a different state to a new state. Now, it's commonly said that moving is one of the most stressful things that you can experience, second to divorce and death and all the other things that come with life. But imagine how much more stressful moving to a new state can be, especially if you don't have proper guidance. And so I think the real magic happens when somebody can actually identify with your goals and your dreams and making sure that they really discover what you're about, because when you speak about what you're all about, it's going to help us understand how a certain community, a certain neighborhood, a certain city is really going to be able to speak to you, and you can find a great home there. Now, I'm from Utah. I've lived here almost my entire life. And so as a Utah native, I don't have that unique perspective of living in so many different places around the country, but I've surrounded myself with my team with people that are from all over the country, which really gives that flavor and that unique perspective as to things that you might want to experience and look for when you're making the move yourself. Now, I could go on and on about all the things that Utah offers. I've covered it in countless videos right here on my channel, but really what matters is you. And I love connecting with real human beings and making sure that I make that emotional connection with your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and make sure that I can help identify the guidance that you need to make sure that we can make a smooth move for you as well. And as always, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. So hit us up. You can find my contact information in the description below, or you can book a call with me right in the pinned comment with that link that you'll find on this and each and every video. And if you're looking to learn more about life in Utah, check out this playlist next. And until next time, thanks.